All right, so this is continuing the MailChimp training, and we're talking to the audiences. So we looked at the campaigns earlier, and this is so the audience. The way that MailChimp handles their audiences is they don't do it by lists. They do it by something they call audience. And literally, it is a group of people that are truly unique and different from each other. So most MailChimp accounts you run into, it's going to be one single audience. This one happens to have a form piping into here, and so there's an automation set up for these folks, but really they all should be one. When you come into this audience, it's 30,000 contacts. The way that it's segmented out is by tags. And so if you go into any individual contact in here, you'll see that they've got a series of tags. This one's better work, and registered for the Nationwide Day of Second Chances. It's got some information on them. But if you come back to the audience overview, you'll see kind of a breakdown of the how many tags. So people that are cataloged into the Better Work program, 27,000. Who are job seekers, 25,000. People who are specifically in Southwest Florida, 7,000. Jacksonville, 7,000. Southern California, 7,000. And there's a lot of other tags throughout here. The reason this is important is that when you come into a campaign and you're creating a campaign, you're going to want to create a cocktail of who exactly you're talking to. So in here in the ad recipients, rarely are you going to want to blast out to an entire massive list audience, in this case 29,893 people. So what you're going to want to do is either pick out a specific tag or segment, and a segment is just a predefined set of people that you've already created beforehand, or you can look for a specific tag, like anyone who's a volunteer. If you were to save this, it would send to only people that had the tag of volunteer, which is 1,100 people. We can actually get a little bit more granular with this if we wanted to. We could say we want to send to a new group or segment, and then it's going to let you create a series of people. If you know the exact small number of people you want to send to, you can always just paste 3 emails in here, and it'll send to them, or you can create some rules. This one's saying if it matches any of them. So some common ones that you may do are something like if the contact is tagged as an active, or if they're part of Better Work as a program, or if they are part of, let's say, so they're part of Better Work and they are also a donor. So there's someone that's affiliated with the Better Work, but only, they're a donor, but only affiliated with the Better Work program, 26,000 people. Now, why is it 26,000 people? We know that there are not that many donors for them. It's because it's or, so it means it's anyone who is part of the Better Work program or is a donor. If we change this to all, it's going to say they have to be part of the Better Work program and also be tagged as a donor, which takes that number down to 318. So it's 318 people who are donors who are also affiliated with the Better Work program, not the Better Families program for this specific client. But we could also change this to, let's say they are a donor and they are also in Jacksonville. So only specifically Jacksonville donors, 34. So if the client said, hey, we want to send just to the Jacksonville donors, this is how we would set it up so that we're sending to this large audience, a new group or segment, they match all of these, and we say Jacksonville donor. We can get even more granular. We can say Jacksonville donors who are also active church partners. I don't know if this is going to zero. Yeah, so there's no one that matches that. Who are marked as top donors? 1. So there's only 1 contact in Jacksonville that is marked as a donor and a top donor. So that's how you create segments. You always want to check the updated count. If you, whenever you save this, it'll actually let you have hyperlink to see who those people are, and you can create one. So this is actually an employee. He just happens to, or an old employee just happens to be tagged as both of those because it was very specific. But it would show you a full list of those people that you're sending it to. So.